guys, it is time for another sketchbook update. The sketchbook will be pen and ink and marker focused. So here are the things I use to draw these, which is my Rotring mechanical pencil with 6H lead in it, which is really dense and light for my sketching. And then I've been using these Faber-Castell pens. This pen for the inner lines, and then the thicker brush pen for the outer lines. And then for highlights, I just use a jelly roller pen. What brand is this? Jelly Roll. That's what I use. And then, as always, I use the Tone Tan Strathmore paper. So let's just start with this first drawing. This was completely from my head, so you can see the dark outlines around the outside. And then I also used these colored Faber-Castell pens, which are pretty much the same as these black ones I used for the outline and stuff, but they're actually colored skin tone set that I got. So I just used like the tan right here on the face, and it looks like brown kind of a little bit on the tan paper, so it's much darker than on white paper. But yeah, that's how I did this drawing. I like this one, the way it turned out. I like her expression. I don't know if I like the bend in the arm right there, but everything else, I feel like this is a pretty cool, successful drawing. Here is a kind of bird armored suit, exact same way I drew the previous one. As you can see on this one, I added little kind of like marks, little pin marks here. Let me zoom in on those. I like those. They add a little bit of like texture to things and stuff. So I try, and that is part of like, you know, just good design, adding contrast to those really hard, sharp lines, you know, doing some nice thin, squiggly textural lines will add contrast and interest to your drawing. So this is kind of just a really simple, interesting little bird concept. This drawing is Hulk fighting Butterfly Boy, and this was, a lot of these drawings in this part of the sketchbook were, I mean, I didn't really have a game plan. I'm like, oh, I'll draw Hulk, and then I decided to have him drawing some pathetic, like really terrible superhero, and Butterfly Boy is who I kind of came up with. So he's kind of got little, looks like butterfly powers shooting out of him, maybe. I don't know. But for the gray, anytime you see gray value changes and stuff, that's the Copic markers. So I have a bunch of these. I haven't been using them because I want to use them on nice Bristol paper, which my next sketchbook update will have a lot of Copic focus. So here is a page of kind of just face practice, just drawing different styles of faces and stuff. Real simple, super quick. I don't know why I was doing this. That last one there's kind of funny, but these are just from my head, just drawing weird little faces on a page. This is my Batman as a vampire page, so he's basically sucking the blood out of Harley Quinn. You can see she has like bite marks in her neck right there. And again, this is all from my head, this drawing is, which I like. I like this one a lot as far as drawing from my head. So this drawing is a good indicator that I feel like I'm progressing from drawing from my head, because I feel like both the poses are somewhat natural. Her leg right here though isn't that great. I kind of realized I messed up on that. Her thigh is probably a little bit too long, but so I need to, you know, still work on stuff. It's not perfect by any means yet, so, you know, it's always a work in progress. But the overall drawing, I really like. I feel like it's a cool, interesting concept. Here's just some ink poses that I was messing around with. Here is a random tree guy. These drawings are all over the place. Just these were things that popped into my head. This is a couple of fairies, which I didn't add the wings, kind of dancing around or teasing. I think it was the idea I had of some kind of forest creature guy. So everybody said this was Groot, but I didn't have Groot in mind, just kind of turned into this. So here is a random superhero girl, more of a dynamic pose. again from my head. So these poses, I feel like with the figure drawing practice and just practicing, I feel like I'm doing a lot better job of coming up with more natural poses. Still, like I said before, I definitely need to improve, but you know, all of us have room to improve, but I feel like I'm getting somewhere with my progress, which is always a nice feeling. This is a gargoyle. So this pose is very generic and very boring, and sometimes, you know, I just need to draw and I'm not super motivated or inspired, and a lot of times when that happens I just draw like a random monster in my generic pose, which I probably shouldn't do because it's a waste of time as far as learning, but you know, I was messing around with the pen and inks and the markers and stuff, and this is kind of what came out. It's not always going to be a home run, but still, you know, working to get better is the name of the game, and as long as I'm drawing and trying for the most part, you know, I feel okay about it. A bunch of little creatures in the background there. Just simple line drawing, no pencil on those, just drawing them after I finished. So this is a Superman drawing, which I don't like this pose. His arm, the vertical of his arm really causes the pose to stagnate. If this arm had been more at an angle, I feel like it would have been a more dynamic pose, but yeah, just that one thing, that straight vertical right there, I feel like kills the pose for me. So, and then his face is the other part of it that I don't like. This drawing I don't feel like is a successful drawing for me. He looks like Elvis. His hair is terrible. There's, I like the markers. I love this part of his leg. Which is something after I did this drawing. So even in a drawing you don't really like that much, you can learn stuff. So I liked the fact that the muscles were defined more by the markers and not by the lines. So in his arm, you see I used like black ink lines, even though they're very thin on the insides. I like the way this looks. So in the future, I think I'm gonna try and just do, like when I'm drawing muscles, especially on clothing, on the suit, I'm not gonna do the inner lines. I'm just gonna do marker. Because I feel like I really like the way that looks. So even though I don't like the drawing, I definitely learned something from it. So this drawing is my newest print that I'm offering on bsketchy.com, and this is a drawing I did a month or so ago, and I just haven't shown it in a sketchbook video yet, but so you can see this is kind of that surreal style. If you saw my last one like this, which was the Koala Girl print, that's this one. So this one, and there's a third one that kind of goes with these two. These will be 3 prints that I offer. This is the center one, and this is actually the print signed. This is what you'd get if you ordered one. There's only 11 of these. Like I said, I always do limited runs on these because I want them to kind of feel like you're getting somewhat of an original. So this one I have in my hand is 4 of 11, signed and everything like that, so you can kind of see on there. But I really like these drawings. They're really fun to do. I love the surreal nature of them. There's a lot of elements that are in this drawing. So the other thing I want to talk about was the art contest that I just had. I just shipped out the prizes this last weekend, so people should be getting those this week, depending on where you live. I did have a few international winners, which, yeah, that's hopefully they get them, because shipping international sometimes can be a headache. But the prizes are all shipped, and I hope the people who won enjoy the things they got. And you know, it was an awesome contest. I saw lots of great work from you guys. I hope you'd enjoyed doing it. And yeah, I can't do them too often because it costs me a decent amount of money to do those. I mean, just shipping costs alone, you know, aren't cheap. So, but yeah, that's the video, you guys. I hope you liked it. Look forward to more marker drawings for my newest sketchbook. And actually, it's always nice when I fill up an entire sketchbook. So this sketchbook is another one I can add to my shelf. So every single page is full of drawings, and that's always a good feeling. But anyway, if you guys liked the video, please give it a like and share it with friends. That always helps me out. And thanks for watching.